Yellow just walking in the house in my road, gotta make her put it on. She don't like wearing clothes, just left Concord, North Carolina. I was licking on booty and a whole lot of vagina. Eat a boozer with some ice cream, she'll remember you. Ice Cube make it chip, shiver like the winter do.
See me with the crew, I had to get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move,
Yo, what's up, y'all? Snade Almighty, aka the global dark skin ambassador, with another video, man. You know, this is educational. This is advice for any men who need to understand women a little bit more, especially for the younger brothers and the dudes that are my age and older, and they just stupid and they need to understand what kind of women there are in this world. I feel like there's only 3 kinds of women in this world, and I'm gonna break it down, each of them, right now. You know what I'm saying? So before we even get into that, I want to say welcome to my channel. If you brand new, go ahead and just hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. You in for a real insightful video and a real, you know what I mean, educational video. And hopefully this video serves you well. Also, JPeterson91 on Cash App. If you feeling the information in this video, go ahead, man. Go ahead and send a $1 donation or a $2 donation if you want. I would greatly appreciate it. You know, support black business, support black businesses, man. You feel me? But now let's get into it. The only 3 kinds of women in this world. There's the undateable woman. There's the jump off / we're better off as friends. And there's the wife / wifey / unicorn. So without further ado, let's get to it. Starting off with number 3, the undateable woman. Now I got my glasses on because my eyes are terrible. I'm very farsighted. That's what the doctor said, you know what I'm saying? So when I'm reading, I got the specs on, you feel me? So without further ado, let's get to it. The undateable woman, okay? If I could break it down into percentages, I would say that 20% of women are possibly a keeper, 50% of women are best suited as the jump off / we had fun, but we're better off as friends. And 30% of women are totally undateable and should be avoided like the plague. Okay, now, only problem is a lot of these women get more played than the other 2 kind of women because they're easy. The low-hanging fruit. If a man can only get this kind of woman, he isn't even a man at all. He probably doesn't have his life together at all. He probably has low self-esteem. This woman is from a rough neighborhood with no intentions on doing better for herself. She's on welfare with no intentions on getting off of it. She has more than 1 baby daddy, which is proof that she isn't very bright because she keeps making the same mistakes over and over and over again and not learning from them. Surprisingly though, some of these women are the most honest women you could ever be around, and that is a trait many men find attractive and still agree to deal with them after. But she's severely damaged from having so many partners and doesn't understand what that spiritually does to a woman. She drinks hard liquor during the week. She pops pills, always seeking male validation. Very loud most times, talks in a masculine tone of voice. You are embarrassed to let anyone find out you're smashing this woman because you know you should not be smashing that woman. Okay? Because you know you shouldn't. Oh, okay, cool. Maybe when she's 35 to 40 years old and the kids are out of the house and she's had time to reflect on her bad choices, she could be suitable for a man with good intentions. Maybe, if he can't do any better. Ironically enough, these are the women who say they don't believe in terminating a pregnancy. They are the women who raise most of our future criminals and drug addicts and otherwise cancers to our community. And that is not to just blame these women. You have to blame the men who lay down with them and choose to not be responsible even more than them. But chances are this was a low vibrational moving man anyway. Now, a man should protect his seed dealing with this woman. Be there for a fun time, in a short time, but not a long time. It's not fair for her or you to lead her on. This woman has the ability to ruin your life. very confrontational, and can't go a year without fighting. She hates herself but pretends she doesn't. But her actions show you how she really feels about herself. This woman doesn't even have to have any kids to be undateable. She's the lowest of the lowest quality of woman, and she doesn't deserve you. Period. Now, before I move on to number 2, I just want to say that every kind of man has had this kind of woman at some point in his life, unless maybe he just comes from money and is in a high class within his family or within his social ranking growing up. You know what I'm saying? But even then, there's women who are in that class that are undateable. But I'm speaking about the more average and more easily able to spot out undateable woman. Now, she could have no kids, she could have many kids, she could have 1 or 2, she could have only one baby daddy. But that man might have just destroyed her to a point where she's undateable. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, just like many other women who may still be dateable, she has had situations where she was taken advantage of by men, sometimes stepfathers, sometimes actual fathers, grandfathers, uncles, sometimes older brothers, stepbrothers, close family friends, the babysitter, male or female. These are women who they needed therapy the most and they didn't get it. These are the women who they don't choose to say, hey, listen, I've been through this, but I'm going to be stronger and I'm not going to let this slow my life down. These are the women who give up on themselves very, very early in life, very, very early in life. You could tell a woman who's basically giving up on herself if she's like younger than 25 years old, she gets pregnant by the wrong guy and she chooses to keep the baby and willingly, settle for a life of mediocrity. Smart women who think highly of themselves, they either are, even though it's bad spiritually, they're either going to terminate a pregnancy or they're just not even going to allow themselves to get into that type of predicament. So that was number 3, the undateable woman. Next, we'll be talking about number 2. Now, number 2, the jump off, also known as we had fun, but we're better off as friends. AKA, yeah, I like sleeping with you, but you're not the one, and I know it. And you need to know you're not the one. Now, the jump off wants to be the wife, but has never grown up seeing any women she respects assume that role. The overly liberated woman, just for the sake of being liberated, shows skin every chance she gets for no reason. There's nothing going on. She could be in the hood drinking Henny outside, surrounded by low-quality men, and have on a bodysuit with no bra or panties, and will claim she isn't seeking validation or attention. She doesn't necessarily screw every man around her, but it's common to find at least one group of friends where she has smashed at least 2 of them or more. Sometimes without knowing, a lot of times knowing and not caring. Sometimes on purpose to make the first dude jealous, but she still is fun. Most of these women will let you get as freaky as you want with them. This is the woman you do things with that you might look at your wife differently if she lets you do those things to her. Women don't understand that men are just like that. Rare that a jump off becomes a wifey type, wife/unicorn. Very rare, but it's possible. But then again, probably not. But she is a man may take her out, put his mouth on her 1,000,000 times, hit it raw, let her have the baby. Men often love these women, but they can't deny how they feel. And the feeling is she's not the one. This particular class of woman, these women usually always end up being the side chick. Some are comfortable in that role. They don't expect anything more. They thrive within that role. The others fight against it. Unfortunately, most men don't directly tell her this or just cut her off so she can find a better situation. A lot of times, this woman is possibly better looking than a man will make his wife. And that's a compromise every smart man will make in his lifetime. But he might still cheat with the jump off because she might be better in bed. I don't suggest any man does this, but that's your decision. Okay, so me personally in my lifetime, I found that when it comes down to percentages, I probably come across maybe literally, when I think about how these women move, literally 2 women who I could have possibly married in my lifetime. And both of those women I haven't dealt with since a decade ago or more. The other women have been undateable or just fun. Most women who you come across are going to be that one because there's a difference between, chemistry in the bedroom and chemistry within life. You will find that as a man that for most women, you have chemistry with them in the bedroom, whereas she lets you have your way with her, and she could be slightly aggressive but not overly aggressive, but submissive at the right time in the bedroom. But it just ain't clicking, any other intangible way that would make a man say, I really love this woman to a point where I want her to be my only woman. A man could only truly have the wifey/unicorn and realize that when he has the ability to have pretty much any woman he wants, but he sees qualities in this particular woman that he feels like cannot be replaced. And I'm gonna expound on that more, because this is very, very, very rare. What we're gonna get into with the next one. But going back to the friend, and we're just better off as friends, the jump off, a lot of these women make good friends, but then how good a friend could she possibly be if y'all already slept together? As a man, we could sleep with a woman who we are never going to make our wife. We're never going to cuff. We will only hit her up when we want to sleep with her. Men could do that for 10, 20, 30 years. It's women who find no fulfillment out of that, and they start pressing the issue. And some men, because they're having so much fun, they don't want to lose that woman, and they're not living with the abundance mindset. They don't feel like they can replace that woman for her particular skill set, right? Which are not wifely qualities, but lustful qualities of the flesh. Then he'll be pressured to marry this woman, or he might do what the average hood nigga do and just get the girl pregnant. So she can't really go nowhere, at least for a couple years. You know what I mean? You get a woman pregnant, unless she's just like mentally just the worst kind of woman, you could probably lock her down for the whole pregnancy up to like a second, third year of the child being around. You know what I'm saying? But I would suggest for this type of woman, a man recognizes what kind of woman this is. Have your fun, but be as honest as possible. Tell the woman not everything she wants to know, but tell her what she needs to know. And don't be a coward, okay? If you know she's not the one, tell her you just want to have fun. Allow her to make her decision. Most of these women will still keep sleeping with you until they find something better for what they particularly want. And then if that's the case, don't be a sucker. Let her go. Don't be salty about it, Even if she ends up getting with your friend or something like that, don't be salty about it, But that's the end of that. Now we're going to move on to number 1. Okay, and now we have arrived to the number 1 kind of woman in this world that every man wants and needs, and that's the wife/wifey/ the unicorn. And the reason why we call her the unicorn is because just like a unicorn, if unicorns are real, you may only see a unicorn once in your entire life. More than at least twice if you're lucky. 3 times probably never. Speaking as a man who only come across one of these kinds of women once for sure, right? Maybe twice. Definitely never 3 times. Not in my 31 years of living. But let's get to it, okay? The wife. This is a very rare, elusive woman. Some men are married to the jump off at heart and the undateable woman simply because they don't want to be alone or lose that woman for whatever reason. But every man knows deep down that that woman isn't the one. The wife is a special woman. She's educated, but not obnoxious and annoying about it. She speaks her mind because she isn't a pushover, but she's able to respect her man at the same time and still get her point across. She knows some things, but never feels like she knows it all, and is willing to learn more from the right man, as the right man should be open to learning from her. She's natural. She's naturally a feminine woman and speaks with a calm, feminine tone of voice. Most of the time, unless maybe she's angry, but even then, it's still some femininity in there. She isn't damaged beyond repair like the undateable woman. She isn't perfect, but her good qualities far outweigh the bad. The wife is a woman who is flexible, and you can take her anywhere, and she can adjust and blend in well in any setting, no matter who is around. You often find yourself thinking, damn, there really isn't any other woman like her that I've ever seen, and I don't think I'll ever meet another woman like her, which is something that is rare said to a man by himself. Even in this social media age, she doesn't want to be seen all the time, even though she knows she's fine. She knows she's attractive. She knows that she can have any man she wants. She naturally likes to keep it low key. And women like that are the most comfortable in their own skin. She likes to dress sexy and show a bit of skin when it's the right time, but she doesn't overdo it. She hates the extra unnecessary attention. A wife isn't super confrontational and hasn't had a lot of fights, and doesn't start drama with other women. For the most part, she's above all that. Yes, she cooks and cleans. She may come into your place and naturally start cleaning because she doesn't like a messy environment. She asks you all the time, did you eat? Are you hungry? Is there anything I can do? She's extremely thoughtful and inspires you to be just as thoughtful for her. You want to give her the world because, honestly, she deserves it. In the bedroom, she's a beast. Or better yet, she isn't a beast because she doesn't have the experience a promiscuous woman would have. Maybe, though, she's a beast because she was in a long relationship before you, and that's acceptable, of course. She takes pride and joy in pleasing you, and in turn, you want to please her to the utmost. She makes you want to know and ask her if there's anything you can do to please her better. Why? Because she deserves every bit of it. That's your queen. This is a woman you feel like you would have to replace with 5 different women just to regain all the qualities you would lose if you lost her. This is a woman who, if you have lots of women in your family and they never like your girl, especially your mother, for some reason, they warm up to her very quickly, surprising you. Also, I also want to say, the wife / the unicorn / wifey, she could be a woman who has a kid. She could be a woman who has more than one baby father, but it would have to be a rare situation where that woman is just very great. You know, like she matured. Her kids are a little bit older in age, you know, teenage years and older, and she has it together. You know, she didn't let those multiple men destroy her. Those are rare situations, but definitely possible. I know men in those type of situations, so we don't want to take away from those women who honestly just made some mistakes, but they have grown from it. Continuing now. When she isn't around, they tell you they like her and you better do right by her. Every man is lucky to come across this kind of woman even once, let alone more than once. Lots of women are cool, good in bed, even useful, but almost none would make you feel like she's the one. If the one even is a real thing. This can be the woman who never hurt you, but you hurt her and then you lost her. Maybe it's over for you, maybe it isn't, but you never forget about her because she's special. And I feel like I covered all bases as far as that woman, you know, the unicorn. You know, if you've either come across the unicorn or if you're dealing with her right now and she could be the unicorn, you know, it doesn't take a man that long to notice that. It really doesn't, you know, but I'm going to end it right here. Gentlemen, let me know if there's anything that I missed in regards to these 3 types of women. If you're a woman watching this video, let me know if I missed any qualities. Let me know what category you will put yourself in if you're honest about yourself. Because I clearly just stated only about 20% of women that a man will come across in his lifetime could possibly be the wife / the unicorn. So let's be real, okay? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.